Tasya Jnana Shalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Guruve Namaha. Namo Vishnupadaya Krishna Prishtaya Bhutale Srimate Bhaktivedanta Swami iti namine. Namo Vishnupadaya Krishna Prishtaya Bhutale Srimate Bhaktivedanta Swami iti namine. Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschyata Deshatarine. Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadara Shivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare. Namo Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. My name is Nimai and I am here to speak on Srila Prabhupada Lilamrta chapter 16. Free to preach. I pay all my humble obeisances to all the devotees here. I would thank the temple management for giving me this opportunity. I seek blessings from all the devotees and Guru Parampara. Vacha kalpatarubhascha kripasindhuva evacha patitanam pavanebhyo vaishnavebhyo namo namaha. Chapter 16. Free to preach. We all know that Srila Prabhupada went to America in his old age to spread Krishna consciousness in the West. It was not an easy journey and also not easy for him to establish Krishna consciousness there, but he had strong faith in Guru and Krishna. Srila Prabhupada said, "Here I am, now sitting in New York, the world's greatest city, such a magnificent city, but my heart is always hankering after that Vrindavana. I shall be very happy to return to my Vrindavana, but I am here because of my duty. I have brought some messages for you people. My spiritual master said, whatever you have learned, you should go to the Western countries and you must distribute this knowledge. So in spite of all my difficulties, all my inconveniences, I am here because I am obligated by my duty." Last week, Bhaktin Kunja Viharini spoke about the challenges Srila Prabhupada was facing in New York City, mainly money, cultural differences, and the weather. Now, Prabhupada moved to room 307 in New York City. This was a small, narrow office without furniture or a telephone. This was not meant for use as a residence or an ashrama. He slept on the floor and there were no facilities here for cooking or even bathing. So daily he had to walk to Dr. Mishra's apartment. After moving from Dr. Mishra's yoga ashrama, he had no financial support, no guaranteed income, and his expenses had increased and his physical health comforts had reduced. But at least he had his own place. Now very important that he was free to preach Krishna Consciousness philosophy. Srila Prabhupada used every opportunity to speak on about Krishna, being at Agrawal's living room, Butler's Lions Club, or at Dr. Mishra's Yoga Society. He wanted his own building in New York so that people would come regularly and chant Hare Krishna Mahamantra, take prasadam, and hear Bhagavad Gita and Srimad Bhagavatam. Again, he could preach as freely as he liked. Srila Prabhupada never compromised the principle of Krishna consciousness. Since he was now free to speak his message in the new situation God had provided, he decided to lecture 3 evenings a week, Monday, Wednesday and Friday, in room 307 to whoever would come. March. Srila Prabhupada wrote a letter to Srimati Morarji about the improvements in his health and progress in establishing preaching mission in America. He also shared the news of having his own place in New York. In room 307, Srila Prabhupada was giving a lecture on the second chapter of Bhagavad Gita. Arjuna was perplexed whether to fight or not fight after seeing in front of him his relatives. Srila Prabhupada said, here's one point. Krishna is the Supreme Personality of Godhead. One of the persons were looking through a book while he was speaking. Prabhupada suddenly stopped and asked, what is that? He said it is a translation of Srimad Bhagavatam. Prabhupada was not really happy with that and said, well, you can just hear me. He is taking a role of a teacher, correcting his student. It is an important lesson for us to hear lectures very attentively. Srila Prabhupada said, you have heard that one must accept the spiritual master after careful examination. The spiritual master is required for a person seeking transcendental knowledge. A sacred thread is a sign that a person has a spiritual master. These are new for Americans, so Prabhupada has to explain these cultural differences to them. Srila Prabhupada had all the patience to listen to the questions from the devotees. Behind his tolerance, Prabhupada's mood was one of urgency to establish Krishna consciousness in the West as soon as possible. Prabhupada said, we should always remember that Krishna is the Supreme, is God, and he is all powerful. In strength, no one could conquer him. Have you ever seen a picture of Krishna? Have any of you seen Krishna? Oh no, no one in that group has ever seen Krishna's picture. None of them had the slightest previous knowledge of Lord Krishna. Yet, Srila Prabhupada could convince them that Krishna is the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Prabhupada was discussing the real meaning of going to a sacred place in India. So one should go to a sacred place in order to find some intelligent scholar in spiritual knowledge, living there and make association with him. Mr. Harvey Cohen was a freelance artist and was a friend of Mr. Bill Epstein, who worked at the Paradox restaurant. Paradox was a center for spiritual and cultural interests. After Harvey had been to Prabhupada's place at Dr. Mishra's yoga studio a few times, he came by the Paradox and began to describe all about the new Swami, Prabhupada, to Bill and other friends. Mr. Harvey said, the new Swami is really fantastic. Why don't you come uptown? I would like you to see this. Mr. Bill went to one of the lectures on 72nd Street. He could feel a certain presence from Srila Prabhupada. Prabhupada was sitting there and chanting on his beads. Srila Prabhupada got up and talked to Harvey. This was the first time Harvey was hearing about Bhakti Yoga. Bill Epstein, once he became interested in the new Swami, he made the Swami an ongoing topic of conversation at the restaurant. Mr. Bill used to take some food for Srila Prabhupada. It was really Harvey and Bill who got things going for Srila Prabhupada. Most teachers from India up to that time had older followers, and sometimes wealthy people would provide a source of income. But Srila Prabhupada changed right away to the younger and poorer group of people. The next thing that happened was that Bill Epstein and others began talking about how it would be better for the Swami to come downtown to the Lower East Side. Srila Prabhupada was attracting everyone irrespective of their age, status and position. There was a ray of hope for him. Srila Prabhupada was determined to fulfill his mission, follow the order his spiritual master had given him to establish Krishna consciousness in the West. He had firm faith in Guru and Krishna. The essence of this chapter: utilize every opportunity and preach Krishna consciousness. Do not compromise on the principles of Krishna consciousness. Hear lectures very attentively. Have firm faith in Guru and Krishna. Chant Hare Krishna and be happy. Srila Prabhupada ki jai, Gurudev ki jai. Kindly forgive me for any mistakes from my side. I would like to thank Her Grace Vejanti Sakhi Mataji for giving me this opportunity. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna. Thank you, Nimai. Very well. See, if it will take how much time to read one chapter full from this book. So they have given the nutshell, the essence in 10-15 minutes. So this is the essence of this class. Nimai has mentioned that attend the class very attentively. Yeah. So be in the class very attentively, so you will get the message. So one of the message in this class which attracts me is that Prabhupada was very pleased having his own